welcome to Tales from the Tips. I'm TA alongside 15-year Tour Caddy Mick Middlemo. We're just a couple guys that love to talk about the game of golf, both inside and outside the ropes, but we come at it from a different perspective. Mick?
I don't know if you're actually alongside. I don't think you're alongside me today.
No, we are in different parts of Georgia. You are at your favorite watering hole. Our second recording. By the way, you're very grainy right now.
Grainy?
Oh, there you go. Yes, your video is a little off, but that's all right. You are at Gustin's in Ackworth.
My home. This is home.
And you are comfortable with your Ultra. Episode 52, Mick. We've got a few holes to play here.
We do have a few holes to play.
So we are almost done with round 3, our season 3, so to speak, in podcast terms.
Season 3.
What's that?
That would be season 3.
It is season 3. We had a few first-time winners this past weekend. We had Junwon Lee wins the South Korean Open over in South Korea. Sponsors invite pays dividends for Michael Brennan on the PGA Tour as he wins the Bank of Utah Championship. Mick, both the DP and the PGA guys are off this week. I guess they're going trick-or-treating, and the fellas are headed down to Los Cabos, Mexico. So we're going to ask you your favorite tequila and Mexican dish. Are you ready, sir?
That was a curveball.
I gotcha.
Damn, curveball. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, by the way, because I am here at Gustin's right now, I just want to give a quick shout out to Grizzle's auntie. Grizzle's Cassie.
Auntie. You just interrupted the Open, though.
Hey, don't worry about that. Her aunt.
Slim's not going to be happy with us if you're interrupting the Open. He's got to slice and dice and put the little video and the music and all that stuff.
He needs some more work. Aunt Cassie Ferrell, Ferrell, who paid for our golf outing last week at Gustin. She was the one who sponsored us to play last week.
Oh, well, thank you. We had a great time too.
Yes, from what I can recall. It was a great time.
From what you recall. Hey, listen, I know our audio was a little off last week, our last week's podcast from Gustin's. It was very loud in there. Mick, let me ask you this.
Today. Not loud here today. Yes,
it is pretty loud in there for you today. I'm at home, so I'm kind of relaxing. I've got birds and dogs barking and chirping, so that's about all I've got going on. Let's start with this. You got some unfortunate news today.
Yes, I'm officially retired from golf for this golf season. The knee has not come around. The knee has not come around because I guess I really haven't been taking good care of it. And then Saturday when I played again with my partner Greg Elliott, and by the way, we won again, so we're 8-0. I went to the doctor today, and he vetoed golf for at least 3 months.
Ugh, that's not good.
Which is okay. It's winter, but I was a little annoyed. I was actually a lot annoyed. So I took the clubs out of the garage and put them in the bedroom so they can enjoy a nice, warm winter inside. Should never leave your clubs outside in cold weather, everybody. It's not good for them. It's a no-no. Make sure you take care of them.
That's a no-no. That is a big no-no. Just like you don't want to leave them in a hot car either.
No, facts. So make sure you take care of your clubs and put them in a nice controlled environment. Little tip there for you.
There you go. Okay, the good news. You and I have a couple of podcasts left this year. Obviously, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be at the Passion Foundation. you're going to be our caddy now.
Yes, I'm going to come out and caddy.
We've got to find a replacement.
Yeah, I've got one for you. I'll find one.
You're going to find one.
Yeah.
Am I going to like who this is?
Yeah. It'll be one of the boys you know. I'm not going to bring in a ringer, someone from outside. I'll bring in one of the. It's one of the crew. It's one of our family.
Well, here's my question, because we know we're defending at the Passion Foundation. Mm-hmm. The one though that you and I have earmarked for the last 365 days is the brown grass. What are we going to do for that one?
I guess I need to find a replacement for that one too.
Yeah. We're going to have to do some work there, because we actually are going to need to find not one, but two people for that one.
Why is that?
Well, I don't think Umberto is going to be able to play with us on that one. He is going to join us for the Passion Foundation, but I don't see him playing in the brown grass.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, we're restocking. We're rebuilding the team before. We've got a month.
Put myself on injured reserve, and it's just the way it's going to have to be for a while. It would be nice not to be on injured reserve, because the sleepless night I had last night, taking Advil like they were Tic Tacs during the night to try to ease the pain, wasn't working very well.
No, and that's not a good recipe for good health either.
No.
We need to get you back out and working out and getting ready, because you sir, you're going to be a busy man starting in January.
Yeah, I've taken a new job as well, so we'll worry about that one later on down the track. But yes, I'll be working with some very good people that we know.
Yes, and we'll make that announcement a little bit later on down the road.
It's not golf related.
And it is not golf related. Well, in some ways it is, because there's a lot of golf that goes on with that client in particular. So
there is a lot.
Okay. Junwon Lee wins DP World Tour over in South Korea. Mick, Rory's on his way to securing another race to Dubai. He leads Marco Penge and Terrell Hatton. The guys will have this week off before they head to the DP World Championship in. Oh no, I take that back. They're headed to Abu Dhabi for the HSBC Championship before they head to Dubai. Thoughts on how the season's gone? By the way, Rory's played a total of 9 events over on the DP World Tour,
and he's going to win it.
And he's pretty much 2 times the points of what Marco Penge has.
Yeah. I guess that means you're playing okay.
I think he's playing pretty good. Here's my question for you. The start of the new DP season. I'm going to pull it up real fast. The schedule comes out. They are going to start November 21st, Mick. The opening swing with the BMW Australian PGA Championship. Elvis Smiley is your defending champion.
He's a good golfer too.
The young Aussie. Thoughts on what's happening with the DP World Tour? And I know you were also paying attention a little bit to the Asian Tour over the weekend.
Yeah, I decided to have a bit of a look and see what was happening over the Asian Tour and stuff, because I've spent a little bit of time caddying out there and things like that. So yeah, I like to see what's going on in the Asian Tour. Where are they playing this one in Australia? I should have looked before I got on here, but I've had a busy day.
Yeah, that's a great question. They're in Brisbane. They're playing the Royal Queensland Golf Club.
RQ. I have played Royal Queensland on many occasions.
Oh.
Caddied there, played there. Very, very nice golf course.
They're going to be down there Thanksgiving weekend, actually, when I'm looking at the schedule. We're going to have some good golf on during the Thanksgiving holiday.
I used to live not very far from that golf course.
Really?
I spent a year up in Brisbane, not Brisbane. Up in Brisbane to fix that up.
Sorry,
fix
the Midwestern,
I need to straighten you out a little bit. Yeah, I spent a year living up. When I first started caddying, I decided to move closer to the guy I was caddying for, and he was a member at Royal Queensland.
Nice.
So I played Royal Queensland many, many times.
What are some of the highlights of that course?
Condition. It's always in great condition. If you can't grow grass in Queensland, there's something wrong with you. It's just like a humid spot and stuff. It gets the condition of the greens, beautiful layout. Royal Queensland, RQ.
RQ.
You know how you
Well
get?
then,
Why do you get a name Royal at the front of your name? There you go. Do some homework on that.
it's got to be something to do with the British monarch.
Yes.
That's what my guess would be.
Yes. Someone from
So
royalty must have been able to played your golf course.
somebody from royalty, that, or they're a owner of said golf club.
No. You have to. You think you have to have played there. Some royalty has to have played there to put the name Royal in front of your name.
Okay. Well, the following week, they are heading to Melbourne
To play
at the Victoria Golf Club.
What a great golf course. Probably my favourite golf course on the Sandbelt. Out of all the Sandbelt courses, such as Royal Melbourne, Kingston Heath is probably just ahead of Victoria. It's a short golf course, wonderful condition. You want best bunkering, all natural sand down there. You just dig a hole and there's the natural sand, and it's phenomenal golf courses down there. Phenomenal. Best in the world.
Well, we've got 2 wonderful weeks of the guys being over there in Australia before they head to South Africa for a few.
I will certainly miss those events. Caddying in Australia, they used to be so much fun to go down there and caddy in those events, because normally you caddied like hungover every day.
Shocker.
Well, yeah, it was like the end of the year event, and then the last 2 events at the end of the year, and you'd have caddies from all over the world come in and do that. So it was just, we'd always get together, guys you hadn't seen in a year or so. So every night was just you go and have a couple of drinks and away you went.
So let me ask you, because they call it the opening swing. Obviously, it's kind of like our fall swing, but it's also kind of like the start of the PGA Tour season when the guys start in some warmer weather climates. It's changing. It's getting a little warmer there in Australia versus where it's getting a little chillier here in the States. I look at these first 5 events. There's some really good young players. Jonas Verman won last year. Riggs Johnston won. John Perry, and obviously, as we mentioned, Elvis Smiley. Some really good DP golfers. I think some of these guys we're going to start seeing over here on the PGA Tour here in the next couple of years.
Oh, no doubt. No, 100%, no doubt. And, again, it's nice that the Australian Tour has, joined with the DP World Tour and made these co-sanctioned events and things like that. It's awesome. It's great for golf in Australia for certain. And it gives these kids an opportunity, in Australia to be, make their money to go play on the DP World Tour. Very much used to be like when the Nationwide Tour would come down to Australia and they'd play the Jacobs Creek, and then they'd play Christchurch, Clearwater Golf Club in Christchurch. It gave them a chance to get their web.com cards, and then obviously when you could, progress further and get your PGA Tour card, which happened to many Australians.
So, it's, it really is becoming, the DP World Tour. They used to always call it the European Tour because it used
Correct.
to be mostly Europe. This has truly become the World Tour.
Yes.
Outside of, Latin America, which you have the Latin American Tour, the DP World Tour is pretty much covering.
And wait till you see the crowds they get in Australia for it.
Oh, well, you've told me, you've said that they love their sports.
Yeah, I mean, we get 10,000 people turn up to a car accident. We like our sports. It's like it is. Obviously we're deep in the middle of horse racing season right now in Australia with what they call the Spring Carnival, and we just had a $20 million horse race over there called the Everest, and it's just, and the crowds are phenomenal. I mean, this week is Derby Day at Royal Flemington, and then we have the Melbourne Cup at Royal Flemington on Tuesday, which is a public holiday. And there will be 110,000 people at the races every day. And it's phenomenal. It really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they have a carnival that goes Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, and there's 100,000 people at the races at all 3 of those days.
Wow.
And a lot of alcohol may be consumed.
Shocker. There's a surprise for you. Okay.
I'm only drinking today because I watched the Falcons yesterday.
Oh, do you really want to get into that?
Nope, not even worth my time.
I mean, come on.
Nope. Move on.
Yeah, as you say, move on.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Sponsors Invite pays dividends for Michael Brennan. His third start on the PGA Tour. His first cut made, by the way. And he turns around and he beats Rico Hoey by 4.
Yeah. Golf's a funny sport, my friend, as you know.
I'm telling you, looking at this leaderboard, we talked about it last week. David Ford, Thorborn Olsen, not a lot of big names out there this past week. I think really when you look at it, Max Homa ended up finishing top 10. He finished T9.
Jason Day was in there somewhere, but yeah, there wasn't a lot of big names in this.
Billy, it was good to see Billy Horschel tee to back up.
Billy played. Good man, Billy.
Let me see. Let's take a quick look to see. Yeah, JJ finished T20, 12 under. A mere 10 strokes back.
Nah, just a warm up for the year.
67, 65, 64, 66 for Brennan to win 22 under. Cashes in at a cool $1 million prize purse. So great for him.
Not a bad week's work.
Not a bad week's work. The boys get ready. We'll have the week off, like I said.
By the way, can I say something? Because I was being sarcastic then. That used to drive me insane.
What?
That comment. I'm not bad for a week's work. I'm like, no, it's been years and 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 years in the making. He just didn't he didn't just start the game of golf this week. He just didn't start the game of golf this week and all of a sudden won a tournament. He's been playing since he was probably 6 and had his parents drive him to 1,000 events, do 1 million lessons, hit 1 million golf balls, and everyone goes, oh, not a bad week.
Is that okay, let's rank it. Does it go ahead of 110% or does it go right behind 110%?
No, it's behind 110%. 110% is just garbage.
Because I want you to be giving yourself 110% right now, especially getting rehabbed on that knee.
A bit like the Falcons.
They gave 10% yesterday.
Well, they didn't give that much.
Worldwide Championship is going to be played at El Cardinal at let me get the exact course. Wow, they just changed it on me. Tiger Woods' course. I've got it right here. At Diamante. El Cardinal at Diamante. Tiger Woods design course. This is the second year the guys are out there. Mick, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many tournaments did you carry over down in Mexico?
Mayakoba played at Playa del Carmen.
Mayakoba.
Probably did that 4 times. I think I caddied that one 4 times. And one in Mexico City, which was the Lorraine Ochoa event when I caddied for Michelle Wee. That was in Mexico City. I'm just trying to think if they were the only ones. Yeah, I think that's it. I love Mexico. I used to love the Mayakoba event. It was fantastic.
All right. Then,
great videos.
If you love Mexico so much.
Yeah.
What?
There was a bar there in Playa del Carmen called the Tequila Barrel. And I was caddying for Jared Lyle. And Jared was in 8th place. And I think we bogeyed the last to go to 10th. But we still had a top 10. But because we bogeyed the last, Rich Beam top 10. Which means that got Rich Beam into the next week's event. So Rich Beam was being very, very generous, let's per se, in buying some rounds and shots of tequila at the Tequila Barrel. Because he was excited that we bogeyed the last so he could play again next week. Many shots of tequila.
Okay, well, with that, your favorite, sir,
My favourite is not the warm stuff we drank at the Gustons outing when it was 80 degrees and it had been sitting there all day in the sun. And that was our last shot of the day. Yeah, that was kind of bad.
That was
I
probably
like to drink Milagro.
Ah, yes, Milagro. That is one of my favorites. That with Especial.
Big fan of Milagro.
Yeah,
and if you're going to ask me my favorite Mexican, if you're going to ask me my favorite Mexican food, I can assure you I'm very boring when it comes to eating Mexican food because I just love fajitas with a passion.
Fajitas.
Love fajitas with a passion. Texas fajitas.
I did not see you as the fajita guy.
Steak, chicken, shrimp, chorizo, sausage, all of the meats. Yep, on fajitas with my peppers and onions. Oh, all over it.
Well, now I know what I can make you when you come over.
And you can eat a lot more of those when you're single.
Yeah, true.
For many reasons.
You know, the other one that I was thinking about, I just remembered it. Casamigos. Really good tequila too.
Wonderful. Well, yeah. We'll probably do one here in a minute. Now you've said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got be careful. You can't say that one word that you're not supposed to say because you're inside of. Even though we're on a golf podcast, you are inside the bar.
I know.
I
think someone.
Make sure you're okay.
I think someone was going to bring me a beer over. I thought Grizzle was. I thought he was. Chris is here. Fortney was here. Greg Elliott's not here. Hey, there's a few of the boys here today. The weather was too bad to go to work.
Weather was a tough day here in Atlanta.
The weather matched rainy. I think it's the football team.
What's that?
The weather matched the mood of the football team.
Yes. The 1-6 Miami Dolphins came in here and smacked us around. It was a lot of fun yesterday down at the Benz. Mick?
Yes.
With not so much going on, we don't have much to be diving into right now.
There's not a lot of diving into. I was actually trying to think about that today, and the only thing I would really think about is when we were talking about, someone was mentioning caddies yesterday. We were talking about caddies and how they get jobs and things like that. So let's go. I just want to go back when I first started. And like, if you go into the Nationwide, I was lucky I had a job when I came over here working for a player. But you would go to the parking every week in the parking lot. And at the PGA Tour as well, it happens. Not as much as, probably not as prevalent as it was on the Nationwide Tour. You would have 7, 8, 10, 15 caddies who didn't have jobs for the week that would travel and just sit in the parking lot waiting for a player to open up the trunk of his car and go, hey, do you have a caddy for the week? And most of them would be like, yeah. No, I don't have one. Hey, okay, $700 for the week? Yeah, done. And that's how they got their job. It's how Phil Mickelson's Bones got his job with Phil, was basically sitting in the parking lot. Phil picked him up and they went on from there. But it also happens on the PGA Tour. Again, you would get guys that would travel from week to week to week that didn't have jobs, just hoping for someone, or they'd go out to the Monday qualifier and caddy for someone in the Monday qualifier, and if they got in, then, you good job. So there was a lot going on about it, and there's a lot that people don't understand about how hard it is to break into it, like to be a caddy out on the tour, if you're really, really trying to do it. You get a one-week job, and then, that really didn't work out great. We missed the cut, so maybe I'll try somebody next week. But, you'd see the same guys week after week after week after week sitting in the parking lot just waiting for a player to turn up. So hopefully they can make $700 for the week and then maybe get a full-time gig after that. So it was a tough gig at first, that's for certain. I mean, but now, these caddies are making big dollars. And, the dynamic of it's changed too. I mean, there was so much fun. There was caddies out there with names like Thirsty and, Lance and these guys, they'd be out. They partied hard, they caddied hard. They're great caddies, great players. Just like Lance Tenbrook, for instance. If you ever look up the name Lance Tenbrook was Jesper Parnevik's caddy. But he also made 150 cuts on the PGA Tour as a player.
Wow.
So when you've made 150 cuts on the PGA Tour, there was a category there that you could, like, if there was 144 players in the tournament, it went down, you go to categories, and then there'd be a category for players who would want 150 starts. Well, Lance entered nearly every event, and he was always going to be like 20th alternate. But he got into a couple of events. Like he got into one in San Antonio, and he played, and he ended up playing, and he was caddying for Jesper Parnevik at the same time. So he ended up playing in the morning. He had to go buy clothes. He used Jesper's clubs, would play in the morning, and then go caddy in the afternoon for Jesper. And then it was reversed. The day after. So if you look up Lance Tenbrook, he's passed away now. He passed away a couple of years ago. One of the absolute gentlemen. Unfortunately, he was a White Sox fan. So him and I used to banter a lot about the White Sox and the Cubs. But the man could drink all night, caddy all day. One of the nicest people you'd ever meet on tour. But he could play too. I mean, he qualified for US Senior Opens. He could play.
So he passed away in April of 2023. Died at 67.
Yeah. But if you want to look up and look at it, it's a great story. He was a great man. He could flat out play golf.
His best finish was a runner-up at the 91 Chattanooga Classic. He also tied for third at the 89 Deposit Guarantee Golf Classic, which is now known as, what was known as the Sanderson Farms Championship that was just held a couple of weeks ago. He made 162 PGA Tour cuts by the time he was done. And then, yes, as you mentioned, it was the longtime caddy for Jesper Parnevik and a few others. It's wow.
Oh, he caddied for some good names.
Yeah, he did. I mean, just looking at it, he caddied for Ernie for a little.
Great mate of Ernie's. Great mate of Ernie's.
And now I know why you. Now I know why you're so familiar with him. He caddied for your buddy.
He did, not for long, but he did. But
not many caddied long for.
Not many did caddy long
guy.
For. But as I said, he got into San Antonio one year. He had to go buy shoes. He had to buy pants, and then he was on the opposite side of the draw of his player, and he used Jesper's clubs and actually beat him for the week.
Imagine what that bag sounded like.
Just think about that. He caddied for the guy, played, and then beat him on the week. So these are
sounds like you and I.
Yeah, there you go. So, but these are stories that a lot of people don't know, and the personalities of certain different caddies that was out there and stuff. And his nickname was Thirsty because it was actually Last Call Lance. It wasn't Thirsty. Thirsty's another guy I'm thinking of. It was Last Call Lance because it was called Last Call, he was usually there. And then, but he would close the bars, but he would be up first thing in the morning, and he was a great caddy. He's a great man.
Yeah. Wow.
So so I may try to bring up a different personality while things are a little quiet. Bring up some personalities that people can look up, and just because it was a different time back then when it was caddying, because it was more about the fun and the camaraderie. The money was great, but the money wasn't as big as it is now, where the caddies now work out with their players and do all sorts of things. Where back in the day, it was like the South Africans would get together with the Australians, and there'd be some drinking going on and.
Well, it's we talked about it, and you're working on bringing some guests on here in the slower part of our season.
Yeah, I'll definitely have one next week.
To the holidays.
Hang on. Look, someone's just delivering me a beer.
Oh,
come around.
Hello, good sir.
The man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. That is.
And we have a special guest joining the podcast today.
There you go. So I just thought I'd throw a special little.
Go watch on Twitch.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw a little special thing out there for you. One of the caddies that was fantastic. Thirsty was another guy. That was Basil. He was from South Africa. I'll tell you some stories about him too. So we had Last Call. We had Thirsty. There was another guy called Baghdad, because he got bombed every night.
Baghdad.
He got bombed every night.
Wow. Okay. The nicknames. I mean, you got Fluff. I mean, you got Bones.
Yeah. So there was a lot of nicknames out there for caddies. So yeah.
You got the Fossil.
Yeah, that was only one person called me that.
Yeah, well, that guy earned that right.
He had every right to call me that. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out with you while it was a little quiet time. I throw a little story of one of the boys that was one of the legend caddies on the PGA Tour with a great story, but also a very good player too.
Well, and that's kind of what you and I were talking about is it's the storytelling that our audience wants to hear, and we want to give that to them as it slows down here as we get closer and closer to the holidays, and the fall series wraps up here, the DP World Tour wraps up. We're going to come up with some good guests, and we've been having some fun, and obviously Chris has been a big part of our podcast this season. We'll figure out a way to get him more involved next year. Obviously we got Alex. So a lot of Chad Parker. We had a really good thing. I'm going to reach out to Stuart Sink now as the Champions Tour gets ready to wrap up. Another good finish for Stuart this past week. It's the fun part of the season. Unfortunately, it's also the sad part of the season here in the States as it starts getting cold around most of the country, and those clubs start heading indoors, so to speak, to those hitting bays, and also to our friends that you like, even the one that you met a few weeks ago. So
4 seasons indoor golf. I won't be playing there either. I can't even play there.
Nope. You're not allowed. You're on the bench.
I'm officially on the IR, injured reserve.
All right.
I've tried to tough through as much as I could.
You tried. We'll have to.
Very successful season for me and my partner, though, at 8-0.
You had a great season. You and Greg. We'll have Chris and I'll have some time to work on our games before we get a chance at you two guys. So
yeah, good luck with it.
All right. With that,
all right.
Thanks for teeing it up with us on Tales from the Tips. If you're catching us on YouTube, make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment letting us know how we're doing and what you want us to talk about. Make sure you subscribe, though. You can find Tales from the Tips wherever you find your favorite podcast. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, of course on the Odyssey app, and now available on iHeart Podcasts. Just search Tales from the Tips under podcast. Hit that subscribe button, the plus button, or whatever it is, and enjoy. Mick, you can find us on all the socials, Instagram, X, and your favorite?
TikTok.
Your TikTok. You can also watch Mick and I live on the Twitch, just like you are today. Right now, you can go to Twitch under Tales from the Tips Pod and search our broadcast schedule, always posted there, and you can always catch YouTube for all of our shorts, new episodes, and video content. Well, Mick, enjoy the rest of your day. You and I will be getting together next week.
Yes, I'll be back in studio next week.
We hopefully will have a special guest next week with us.
There's
not a lot of golf to be talking about.
He actually just called me back about a minute before we got on the podcast, so I had to blank his call, and I'll call him later.
We'll give him a call. We'll see you next time. We hope your drives are straight, your putts are short, and your scores are low as we tee it up on Tales from the Tips. We'll see you next time.